Good morning to everybody here. It is 9:36 p.m. People are still waiting to hear the results from the presidency. But I'm going to talk local. Ms. Gordon, I know they said you did not win to get the seat of the former Congressman Peter King, and you lost. I think you're a very nice person. That I do. But when people look at Wyandanch and you sat on the town board, I'm being very honest with you. You come through the hamlet of Wyandanch, you see Wyandanch rising, and Wyandanch is still rising and ain't got nowhere. Now you want to go to Congress. You enlighten us. You think people don't see Wyandanch? You're talking about now you want to control more. If you can't take care of the little, how you going to take care of the more? See, Mr. Garbarino, I know very little of you. I'm the 16th unofficial mayor of Wyandanch. Heard a lot about you. But one thing I do know Peter King, and I met and talked to him. I know Miss Gordon. I look at my hamlet. We got Wyandanch Rising going on. Wyandanch Rising hasn't gone on. And it's not a joke before Airport Plaza was built. This is not a joke. It's sad. It's not nothing to laugh at. It is sad. You're an African-American woman that sits on the town board. And you say you want to run to Congress. We don't have a diner. We don't have a McDonald's. We don't have a Wendy's. We don't have nothing lying in our downtown area, even if we wanted to start our own business. Nothing is down there. Now you want to run to Congress. Really? Really? When you call the town hall and ask a question, you get a smart-mouthed deputy supervisor, Andrew Martinez. Because when I told him his attitude, I am not Hispanic, I'm a black African-American male. I look at Wyandanch. You mean Supervisor Rick Schaefer that happened to be the head of the Democratic Party and sit on the town board. But now you want to run to Congress. Oh, I'll work with everybody. You can't even work to get Wyandanch together. You think people did not drive through here, living in other hamlets and taking a look at it? Only thing Garbarino had to do was they come to Wyandanch and post it and said, look how she treats Wyandanch. And imagine how she's going to be in Congress. I'm not making it up. You could drive right through here and take a look. We got 3 buildings. We got the Long Island Railroad built their own, and Mr. Albanese is unable to finish the rest of it. It looked like an eyesore down there. It really does. Now you say you wanted to go to Congress. You really want to go to Congress? Don't you see something that's very odd? They even ask about the pandemic to people. It is all the way down on the bottom that America saying they ain't even hear that much about the pandemic. America putting that all the way down at the bottom. Because no one, not that many people, I ain't seen that many people dying. That's a fact. But you want to go to Congress. I want people to ride through the hamlet of Wyandanch and take a real look at it. Take a look and see, I'm African American, a black male. I've been doing community work here for 50 years. See, I don't come to the little things that they do or the little water ceremonies. I look at really what you're doing. I never forget this big Wyandanch Rising plan. It was up under downtown revitalization, and all those directors was lying. Every single one of them making up stories. Then when I finally got on to them, oh, you know, talk to them, I'll talk to you because I pay my taxes. And I'm not asking you not personal about yourself. One lady told me, oh, only thing I understand is Wyandanch rising. I said, you can't say Wyandanch risen? The other gentleman told me that's how they had a guy there. So his smart attitude, well, the politician. And the last lady was there. You call and ask a lot of questions. Yes, I did. Because none of you gave up. S-H-I-T. You know, then you want to run the Congress, right? You wanted, Dwayne, you remember you wanted to run the Congress? You had the same problem. Take a look at Wyandanch. We are the largest African American community in Suffolk County. Both of y'all are African Americans. And you couldn't see the problem. You can't see it. I had to call the town and the county just to get them to clean up Straight Path. I had a guy on the phone. Where is Straight Path? And he's the head of the DOT, Department of Transportation, for the county. And you want to run, Ms. Gordon wanted to go to Congress. Ms. Gordon, you sit on the town board. People drove to Wyandanch like they couldn't see it. If you can't do this, God knows you ain't going to do nothing there. What you going to do to Congress that you can't do here when you got this job and couldn't finish this? You were here and you could not finish this. See, when you get to Congress, you dealing with other parts of the nation. You think people don't have family members? I do. You think their family members ain't called each other? Hey, look at this lady running. She want to run the Congress. Only thing to do, they post it to their phone like I did. It's an eyesore. It ain't funny, it's sad. It's sad. I want you to come through Wyandanch and take a look. They said they're building it up. I am 55 years old. I got 4 children. When Wyandanch Rising started, my second oldest was 2. She's 27 years old now. It don't take that long to build a building. It don't take 27 years. I want y'all to come to and really take a look. And you tell me, will you even tempt to sending people to Congress? I wouldn't tempt to send you nowhere. You allow Weed and Seed to come here and prey on Wyandanch by redlining Wyandanch. And you sat right there on the town board the whole time. You sat on the town board the whole time. You're right there on the town board. Miss Jordan, what do you think you were thinking? The problem with Dwayne Gregory was the same problem. Dwayne Gregory sat in the county. He's seen how Wyandanch look. You come over giving Mr. Albanese award, Wyandanch wasn't even put together yet. They giving award ceremonies and dinners and this and that. Wait till the man do the job. Then you could give him an award. Mr. Albany barely put Wyandanch together. He's a world-renowned builder. Well, evidently, he didn't know anything about Billy. I got 3 buildings. And it's a disgrace. But you want to run to Congress, don't you? You wonder why Mr. Garbarino really defeated you? Because they just had to drive through Wyandanch. That's all. See, Wyandanch is a telltale of how you really think about your own people. You're a woman of color. And you ain't thinking twice about us. You surely ain't gonna think twice about them. They that drove through Wyandanch. See, this is what I talk about real community work. This is why I fought the Weed and Seed, National Night Out, other community leaders. They supported you. You come through here, all they had to do is drive right through and take a look. Drive right through and take a look. Now, if you couldn't take care of this, how you gonna get to Congress? You're gonna deal with the issues of the nation? I don't think so. You can't even deal with these issues. And when I spoke to the deputy supervisor, Anthony Martinez, he had a personal problem. Sir, I am not Latino. And I don't need to be bothered with you. Just his little. I never forget, I was talking to Ms. Rachel Sheffo, who was talking about why this. He sat in the room and he gets all upset. About what? That what you ain't doing? See, I want you to come right through. Take straight path, straight down, right through Wyandanch. And you want to know why you lost? For the reason Dwayne Gregory lost. And they come through here, you ain't going to think twice about them. All they have to do, they drive through it. I'm not making them to drive right through it. Here you are sitting in. It's like Steve Ballone. Steve Ballone want to work on policing. But instead of talking to everybody, he talks to the same people. Steve Ballone, you don't really want to solve a thing. You stood at the mic and said there was no problem with policing. And then I found trouble right at the Yaphank Correctional. You know why you couldn't find it? Because you didn't give a shit about finding it. See, that tells me what you really think about my community and my people. It tells me what you really think. Before you get to running somewhere, so you see this election going on? Not that many people hate Trump, you're finding out, right? Not that many people hate the man. As much as you think it was, you watching Real America Voting, and not that many people hated Trump as you thought. Oh, he's a this, he's a that, he's a this, he's a that, he's a that, he's a this. Oh, he's talking about the corona. Evidently, America put coronavirus really down on the bottom. Why? Because they don't see that many people dying. We don't see people falling dead in the street. Why not? Because ain't that many people dying. Do you think people can't see it with our own eyes? And you want to run to Congress. You had the same problem as others have. See, if you really want to do something, why didn't you make Wyandanch better? And you could point at this by coming right into Wyandanch and say, I helped completed this and I want to do more right over here. But people come right through. You mean that's how they didn't drive from Lindenhurst to Wyandanch, West Babylon? They didn't drive from other places to Wyandanch? Yes, they did. They came right through it when they driving through. Take a look. When I had to get my downtown area clean, even last year, I went to the town and the county about my drains are cluttered with dirt and leaves. When wintertime come, we all over sliding all over for the water that froze. But you want to sit there and you want to go to Congress. See, when people like me talk, I ain't got time to go through that making you feel good. And I watched them give awards to a lot of people. And I watched my community fall apart. So what to give the award for when they ain't doing the job? And if you don't believe me, come through Wyandanch. I'm not making it up. Come through here, pull it up on because it's on. You can pull up Wyandanch on Facebook and take a look at it. Wyandanch. Did you know that? You really can. All that beautiful talk. That's all talk, people. You want to come through and take a real look at it? And people look at that, then they look at you that want to run. You want to go on to Congress, right? You think them people are really going to sing you to Congress? You really think that? You really think that, right? I know they weren't going to do it. I knew they weren't going to do that. Even with National Night Out that you supported, a problem with police officers and even correctional officers and others, instead of them fighting against crime and violence, they were giving away hamburgers, hot dogs, and bikes. And the head of National Night Out cared less about the problem, like the head of We Can See. When I got onto them, then everybody, oh, you said no, I ain't got time to play with you, sister and brother, when we have real issues on our plate. See, you ain't there to solve no problem. You ain't there to solve nothing. I don't even know what you want the Congress are going to really do. I don't see it as Democrat, Republican. I see it, you had the opportunity to fight to make Wyandanch rise. And the time, I told you when they started Wyandanch, my daughter was 2. My daughter's 27 years old. It don't take 27 years to build a building. They built Airport Plaza, and that's one building. It don't take 27 years. No. When you don't give, or you know what, it takes that long. You don't care about it. See, take my school system. Now my school system is online due to the coronavirus. But the whole time we complaining. Oh, we the town with, you know, the other people in the state, like you can't talk to them. What's going to stop you? You talk about everything else. You know, I didn't talk to wasn't concerned at all. See, don't come to me that you want to run to a higher office and you can't take care of the office that you got right now. Andrew Garbarino defeated you. And that's with all your military stuff. That's with all the stuff you were putting out there. All that stuff looked good, don't get me wrong. All that stuff looked beautiful. But the one problem is, just drive through Wyandanch and you sit on the town board. That became your problem. That's really what happened. See, when Dwayne Gregory wanted to run, people just have to look at Wyandanch. I could clearly tell you, Supervisor Rick Schaefer, you're the head of the Democratic Party. Wyandanch is a town project, and you're the town supervisor. You want to run these people on the high office? When are y'all ever going to finish Wyandanch Rising? And people don't need to be hearing from your deputy supervisor with an attitude problem. He got too much of an attitude. Really does. His attitude is very nasty. Very, very nasty. And he believes this how whatever he says is okay. He going to get himself in trouble eventually. Eventually. He going to get himself in a whole lot of trouble. See, eventually you will. Eventually. I'm just saying like this what I see. See, when I do community work, I'm not coming to tell you I need a fundraiser because I don't need a fundraiser. I do real community work. I got out and cleaned up my streets myself. I picked up the trash in my park myself. When I call y'all, and like if you call the town, you got to get a smart mouthed lady that sit right there at the front desk. The town is not taking anybody. I didn't ask about the visitors. I just asked to do the job down there. But she didn't care anyway. I remember being I got into it, and the woman know what she did? She made she was blocking this. I tell her that I don't need your personal problem. But that's how you work. The town, the county does the same thing. You want to know why Miss Joyner lost? I want you to drive directly to Wyandanch or pull it up on Google it and Wyandanch Rising. See, we got all this technology today, don't we? And take a look at it, and then other communities around me. Communities even been around. Take a downtown Huntington, even downtown Huntington Station. Take Amityville, Lindenhurst, Copeg, West Babylon, North Babylon, and the list could go on and on and on. And I look at my downtown area. We're supposed to have fair housing here. We ain't got none of that either. See, you want to run on the Congress. If you get upset with what I'm saying, then get upset. Get angry. But I hope it does something that make you think. Anytime anybody want to run to higher office, think about the first office you in. You know, they say politicians lie all the time. And sometimes that's how it always says. See, people come here, they drive right through here, you're sitting on the town board, town council. And they drive right through it and take a look at it. You think these same people is going to pay? Because you do all that other stuff, they ain't going to do it. They ain't going to do it. I say that to Republicans too. I say it to y'all. You want to run onto something higher. Think about what you're doing first. The reason Peter King did good. Now, one thing, Peter King, I got to know him. And I didn't let people cloud my judgment or whatever they were saying. I spoke to Peter King myself. And Mr. Garbarino, I looked up your history. I have. Don't think I don't do my due diligence. I know what you have done in Albany. But no, if you get there, please do a good job. Don't come back telling us that you've done all this stuff and we could take a look at it. And you have not. Now, you're in the seat held by the former, that's how they get by Peter King, our former congressman that retired. Don't get there and mess up. Don't. I think about every 2 years you have to run. Think about every 2 years you're going to have to run again for the seat. It's about every 2 years. I hope that you do a good job. But Miss Jordan, your problem was you sit on the town board and the people that drove to Wyandanch. If you think Wyandanch really voted for you, I could really tell you no. I knew that they wasn't. And many people I was talking to, they were saying, look at this. She want to run on to get to there? Look at us here. People were saying, was she crazy? She ain't going to help us. No, why? Because they were looking right here. They're looking right here. What's going on here? You want to go to anything, whatever title you hold right now. I said that became Dwayne Gregory's problem. Dwayne, you wanted to run against Peter King when he was in office. Peter King that used Wyandanch against you. Really. All they had to do is just show Wyandanch. You sat right there in the county and you wanted to run against him. I'm saying it to you all. And Anthony Martinez, your mouth is very nasty. To be like you are, you have a very nasty mouth, very nasty. Eventually, you're going to get yourself in trouble. If you ain't in trouble now, but eventually you will. You keep talking to people the way you're talking because you think you're elected and you can keep talking like that. You have a very nasty way of talking, especially to other people that are minorities. I ain't Hispanic at all. I don't know how you speak to the Hispanic people, but I am not Hispanic. I'm not Latin American at all. When you talk, we ain't playing that. I ain't Latin American. I'm African American, Black American. My birth certificate says Negro. But I ain't African. I am not Hispanic at all. I don't know how you speak to your own people. But when you see me, I don't need that. I've been doing community work longer than you've been there. But I'm saying it to everybody. The race of the presidency still goes on. And you see coronavirus is coming all the way on the bottom. That America's putting it all the way at the bottom. Why? Because they don't see that many people getting sick. I said, definitely watch. I said, watch how America ruled it. They don't see that many people getting here. The economy is more important. Their rent, their mortgage, the food on their table, the gas in their car, the heat their home. That's more important. You know what coronavirus showing up at? All on the bottom. I mean, it's like if somebody gonna die, I mean, it ain't like you can stop it from really happening. But they just keep on pushing over to the top. No, you see, when America voted had been axed, now you see it, they're dropping over to the bottom. That's America talking, not the many people see that. No. They're looking at their bottom line, their pocketbook. They're looking at can they keep their home and the things that the mortgage and all this other stuff. I'm going to come off here and I thank y'all. I come on here because you know what? As we do community work and to see the things are changing. I thank God as all the blessings that we do have. And whoever become president, I say thank God to our leader, the head of this nation, whoever that may be. And I say to all, when you do community work, don't beat around the bush talking to people. I'm going to mean it, don't. If you talking to people, say what's on your mind. I really mean it. Say what's on your mind. You don't have to be nasty and curse about it, but you could definitely say what's on your mind. Don't come along and that's how super them up and tell them how great they are. And you going through a serious problem. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for it. I ain't got time for it. I ain't here to tell you how great you are, and I'm really going through some issues. No, I ain't got the time for that. I know a lot of community people do that. That ain't a good community person. A good community, you want to do community work? Then be blunt and be brutally honest. Brutally honest. Brutally honest. Say exactly what's on your mind. Don't beat around the bush with it. Don't beat around the bush. Say exactly what's on your mind. Exactly. Say exactly how you feel about it. But don't beat around the bush with the issue. You hear me? Because that ain't going to do you no good. I hear too many times. I saw too many community leaders. And when stuff is really going on, they telling this person how great they are. Are they having a luncheon? Are they having a fundraiser? I ain't here for your fundraiser. If I got potholes, if I got a problem with gang violence or whatever, and if they say, oh, that's the politicians talk, honey. They know one another. It ain't like they can act. They asked for this, right? I told one on the phone, I said, if I'm the person that voted for 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm the still same individual. You know what I'm going to do next time? I'm not going to vote for 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I'm going to tell you what's different now. We are in the days of social media. And yes, we are. We're in the days that's our Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I don't have to sit up in this, that irking me, as they say. I have an outlet. Even if the news commentator tell me how great they are, the news commentator is not living my experience. They're not in my situation. You're not living through the situation that I'm going through. You see it in a broader sense. I'm talking about it in the narrow where I live and the things that I see and the things that are bothering me, disturbing in my own community. You know? See, the difference is here we are living. We're not talking this because a lot of things in the nation don't affect me. A lot of things in the nation don't affect you either. I'm not moved by everything when somebody think I'm upset because this politician said that or this one said that. Or no. I look at where I live and are they doing good that's out here in my community? Are they fighting for fair wages? Are they fighting for fair housing? Like we got the Secretary of State. She talking about it was somebody call on the phone or whatever. But you ain't fighting for fair housing, but you worried about a phone call. Lady, what's wrong with you? We need a roof over our head, food in our mouth, clothes on our back. You can't tell the difference? Well, you sit yourself up in Albany, yeah, you all upset about nothing. Here come another one. It's like you heard me been complaining about the state controller. Here it is, they had retirement up underneath them. Why you gonna put the Napoli back on? Oh man, it don't help you. Look at my community. Man can pump more money into it. Do we? No. You don't do that at all. So you tell me. See, I ain't got time playing with you. I said exactly what's on my mind. I ain't no rich man. I ain't sitting up on top of no great millions. I ain't got no ship coming into the harbor. I ain't sitting on no gold, no diamonds, no pearls, none of that. Each and every day I gotta make it. I gotta survive. And that's how you come. You want to get elected. You want to run here. You want to go there. You want to do this. And God forbid if I call your office if I really need something. I really need something. Like I called one. They probably gave me this, you don't want to free lawyers. I'm in Suffolk County. They gave me the lawyer in Nassau County. Now how dumb that is. And they said if I said whatever, if you didn't do it, why you just didn't transfer it over to Suffolk? It's to show you they didn't really give a rat's you know what. See, when people don't really care, they sit there. And then you call. Oh, I had one to tell me thing I need. Oh, I've been fighting that so long for the politician. I've been fighting. Well, evidently you didn't know how to really fight. Or you got upset because I don't beat around the bush when I talk. I don't. I tell you exactly how I feel about it. I don't beat around the bush. I ain't got time to shout. I tell you exactly what's on my mind. I ain't got time playing with you. I got to survive. But I was hearing to say, well, if a phone call comes and somebody said no, listen, honey, people need a roof over their head. They need food in their mouth. They need fair housing. You're the Secretary of State. No, that's how you know. She is Attorney General, the Attorney General of New York State. I knew she wasn't going to do nothing when she got there. I was watching her talking, and the minute I knew she wasn't going to do nothing. She would die. It sounded like everyone I ever heard. Everyone I ever heard. Blah, 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 and ain't said nothing. Here she is. She gonna do this and do that. I knew when she got there, she wasn't gonna do nothing. And know what she been doing? Nothing. But go and have some lunch with everybody else. Go and have some caviar and leave me alone. Go and have a caviar and drink the fine wine, whatever, but stay out of my face. And I feel like that. When I see them coming, if you get it, just stay out of my face. You and your staff, blah, 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 blah. It ain't doing nothing for me. You know, I put you in there to help. I put you in there, can you really do good? Yeah. And when people need, you know what a housing bubble started? Here came politicians right along with Wall Street. Found a way to make money on poor people. If you know somebody working with Burger King, back then they didn't have that much money, they surely cannot afford to buy a home. Then they sold them all these houses, and they call it a balloon. To blew all up. Now come on. And you remember that's how when we came to that, they said we had a housing bubble. The bank was too big to fail, but I was too small to save. See, now, I started here talking about Miss Jordan. Miss Jordan lost in the race for Congress. But I want you to know how Miss Jordan actually lost. I want all y'all to take a look at Wyandanch. You could Google Wyandanch Rising, take a look at it. And if you live anywhere around me, drive right through it. See, if you go to Congress, you're not only dealing with the whole nation, right? Even the world. If you can't help here, how are you going to help in a larger sense here? See, I ain't got time. You know, they call it blowing smoke up. You know what? I listen to everybody, and I'm going to show you something. Do you hear CNN? Well, in the presidency, you find out Donald Trump ain't all that hated they should think, right? And where coronavirus ended up at? All the way on the bottom. America is putting coronavirus down at the bottom. Why are they doing? Why are we doing that? How many people you really see dying? I mean, tell the truth. This is really America talking. How many people did they really see dying? To be honest, not that many. Not that many. Joe Biden, if you do make it, cut that darn lie. Ain't that many people dropping dead of this darn thing. They ain't all dropping dead like that. Ain't nobody dying like that. Everybody ain't sick like that. Ain't people dropping dead in the street. They falling down. Always how many people you see that dropping dead in the street? Be honest. You don't see it. People tell me they see stuff. Where you see it at? I'm asking the truth. Where do you see it? Oh, the hospital. Honey, hospital always got sick people. Do you know there's 1,000 people die in America every day? Do you know that 1.3 billion people die in the world every day? You didn't know that? That's the truth. 1.3 billion people die every day in the world. Babies, older folk, every day. Did all of them keep dying of coronavirus? No. Why is ended up on the bottom? You hear that's how CNN and other. Coronavirus ain't at the top of the list. No one's at the top of the list. Our pocketbook, your wallet. How much money do you have to pay your rent, your mortgage, your car note, keep food on your table? I ain't worried about no darn coronavirus. I tell them it ain't affecting me. Yeah, give me some cough syrup. I mean, really, you don't see it end up at the top and right up here. And I see it in coronavirus. Oh, well, Blitzer, shut up. Look at it. Will America really voted, honey? And I'm sorry you're finding out Donald Trump wasn't that much hated. Ain't that amazing? So all the time that everybody talking about, everybody gonna, evidently you look at it, the man ain't that much hated, is he? These are real people voting. Real individuals. See? That's why I said that there weren't that many people hating the man as you think they hated the man. No. Donald Trump doesn't have a problem with the way he talks. He says exactly what's on his mind. Donald Trump tell you exactly what he's thinking about. He said he have no filter. Only one thing I'm saying like this, we got too many people running for too many places. We got Miss Gordon that want to go to Congress. She wonder why she lost. Miss Gordon is somebody that's drive right through Wyandanch, honey. You sit right there on the town board as town council. They drive through here. And you want to go on to our office? I could see them people when they came through. I'll pull it up. They're looking right at it. Mm-hmm. And we are a large minority community, large African-American community. If you treating your own people like that, imagine how you're going to treat others. See, only thing that make this different, and I'm going to say it again, we got all these newfangled things. We got Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And you think we can't touch out and that touch the world too? See, you could talk to the Fox News, the CNNs, the News One, News 12. You could talk to the newspapers. I'm not moved because I read the New York Times. The New York Times could write down whatever it want to write down. That don't mean the person, because I read something in there, don't mean I'm going to be upset. I know the person probably added their own bias to it. You remember the guy that went in there and he interviewed Donald Trump? The same guy that probably interviewed Nixon, the Watergate guy. Well, sir, who told you to go in there and speak for? Nobody begging you to, oh, we knew the virus was airborne and this. And if it was so concerning, why didn't you take to the airways? You said you the news guy. You was the one when Nixon was around, you know, the Watergate and the guys who broke Watergate. You know, that big scandal back then. And they all keep on saying American people, we don't remember. You listen here, my memory's good. My memory don't fade, honey. I tell them because when they talk about American people, our memory ain't that bad. I ain't got Alzheimer's. My memory is very good. I can remember Hurricane Katrina. I can remember Bush v. Gore and the hanging Chad. That's what they were talking about. Well, years ago, it was Bush v. Gore. And actually, Gore won the presidency. But Gore said, oh, we're a nation of laws. And Gore decided to let Bush become president. That was, he did that. I don't know. He probably got something out of the deal. Who knows? But I'm just being very honest. See, I do community work here. This woman wanted to run to Congress. She lost against the guy that was right there, the guy, Anthony Garbarino. Mm-hmm. Miss Jordan, all thing they did, Mr. Garbarino came to Wyandanch too. It ain't like you didn't see it. It ain't like you didn't see it. I mean, it ain't like his head nowhere. You just drive right through it. And you wanted to run to Congress? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Are you there? No. But people gonna sing you there? No. Will people would have seen you there if you'd have done more here? Yes. See, it's like when I called the county, I went down and picked up trash. I mean, so many bags. So I called the county, the DOT. First, I called the 311. Lady gave me the 311. Guy picks up this phone, supposed to be the DOT, Department of Transportation, you know, the highway and all, they pick up garbage or whatever. Guy asked me, now this department for the county, where was Straight Pan? I said, you are the county. You got Google. You got a computer in front of you. And you supposed to know all the streets in Suffolk County. And you ask me, where is Straight Pan? I said, sir, get for real. In a minute. I'm going to let y'all go from here. And I'm going to tell everybody, take care. as we watch the presidency and whoever become our president, we pray him, whoever they become, all Godspeed be with you and take care of this nation. We always pray for our leaders. The Bible said, pray for your leaders. You even pray for your community leaders, your religious leaders, your political leaders. You pray for them. You pray for the man at the top who owns businesses. He's a business leader. They head of Facebook. They head of Amazon. You pray for your business leaders too. And you ask God that the people be blessed to have jobs. And thank God that they had the ability that we blessed to have. And ask God to keep their hands as they help you to keep yours. Say, I thank you for helping them to keep food on their table as they help me to keep food on mine. There's nothing wrong with praying for them either. It ain't going to hurt. Thank God for those who God has blessed to have such roles in this world. Everybody take care.